In this video, we are going to see about burst transfers in AHB. So, what is a burst? A burst refers to a sequence of data transfers between a master and a slave in a burst mode. That is, a burst refers to the sequence of data transfers. That is, the data packets are transferred sequentially one by one according to the burst size given by hburst signal given by hburst signal between the master and the slave. So a burst refers to a sequence of data transfers between a master and a slave in a burst mode. So bursts are of two types. One is incremental burst and another is wrapping burst. In case of incremental burst, the address keeps on incrementing. In case of incremental burst, the address keeps on incrementing, whereas in case of wrapping burst, the address increments, but it will wrap around to the initial address. It will wrap around to initial address after reaching certain boundary. For example, in case of wrapping burst, the address keeps on incrementing from for say suppose A0 to A1 and A1 to A2. Then after reaching some wrapping boundary, it will come again to the initial address A0. So this type of wrapping burst is used in cases where we want to utilize memory efficiently. In case of utilizing memory efficiently, we use wrapping burst, whereas in case of incremental burst, we don't care about the uh, usage of efficient memory. We keeps on the address keeps on going increasing. Let's see an example here. In case of incremental burst, we can see addresses keep on increasing from address A0 to A1 to A0 and to A3 and so on. Here we can see the initial address is A0, then it is incrementing to A1 and it is incrementing to A2 and it is incrementing again to A3. This is incremental burst, whereas in case of wrapping burst, the address is initially increasing from A0 to A1, then to A2, and again it is wrapping to address A0. So if hburst is 000, then it is a single transfer, and 001 it is an INCR which increments the burst with unspecified length, and 010 it is a wrap4 which is a 4-bit wrapping burst, and 011 INCR4 which is a 4-bit incrementing burst, and so on. 100 101 100 is for wrap8. So let's understand what is this wrap4 and INCR4. If hburst is 010, if hburst is 010, which means a wrap 4. That is, it is a 4-bit wrapping burst. And if hburst, which is equal to 011, which is a 4-bit incrementing burst. Let's consider this wrap4. If h size, say it is 000, which is byte, which is 1 byte. That is 8 bits. So here it is mentioned 4-bit wrapping burst. Say if address starts with A0, then Here in case of AHB, the address type is byte addressing. The address is byte addressable. So here the size is 1 byte. So in case of 4-bit wrapping, burst, if the initial address is A0, then the next address will be A1. That is, the address will increment by 1 byte since the size is 1 byte, and it will next increment to A2 since the size is 1 byte, and if the wrapping boundary is reached, then it will go to A0. And in case of INCR4, will take the same case, that is h size is equal to 0 0 0, which is a 1 byte, size is 1 byte. Then the starting address will be A0, and it will address will increment by 1 byte plus 1 byte to A1, next plus 1 byte to A2, and plus 1 byte, it will increment to A3, and so on. It will go on, and it will be equal to A4 plus 1 byte. 4 times the data will be transferred. Since it is a 4-bit transfer, that is 4 times the data is transferred. So the total data transferred, which is equal to burst size, which is equal to 1 byte into burst size is 4, which is equal to 4 bytes. So the total data transferred during this burst is 4 bytes. So this is how we calculate the total data which is transferred during the burst, that is h size into burst size, which is equal to 4 bytes.